Open your mind to a tale as old as time itself, sourced from a book of antiquity, the Bible. In the genesis of everything, before the first ray of sunlight kissed the earth, before stars were scattered across the cosmos, even before the concept of time itself, there was God. He existed without beginning, but solitude was not his state. In his divine essence, God was three distinct entities, coexisting harmoniously, each one equal and eternal. He yearned for companionship, for beings to share his existence. Thus, he created a multitude of angelic beings to surround his throne, offering praise and reverence. One among them, Lucifer, led a third into rebellion. They were cast out, and Lucifer became Satan. But this tale is not about them, rather about God's interaction with mankind. In the grand beginning, God manifested the heavens and the earth from nothingness into existence. A formless world, blanketed in void, was awakened by the divine voice that commanded, "Let there be light." This was not the work of evolution. God created all things by merely speaking them into existence. Over 6 days, he painted the canvas of earth with plants and animals. On the 6th day, he crafted a new being from the dust, breathed life into it, and man came into existence named Adam. God conversed with Adam daily, and life was blissful. Seeing Adam's solitude, God created Eve from Adam's rib, a mate for him. They were innocent, unashamed of their nakedness, and they began to populate the earth. Such is the tale of the genesis of everything, a divine narrative of creation and companionship. The Garden of Eden, the paradise where Adam and Eve dwelt, was a utopia where they communed with God. In its midst, 2 trees stood, the tree of life and the tree of knowledge of good and evil. God commanded Adam and Eve not to eat from the tree of knowledge, warning that disobedience would result in death. However, Satan, disguised as a serpent, convinced Eve to taste the forbidden fruit. She shared it with Adam, and their eyes were opened to their nakedness. With this act, sin entered the world, fear replaced innocence, and they hid from God. But God, in his omniscience, knew of their disobedience. Punishment was meted out, the serpent was cursed to crawl on its belly, and enmity was placed between it and Eve's descendants. Eve was condemned to pain in childbirth and submission to her husband. Adam was sentenced to toil the ground for sustenance, and death became their fate. They were banished from Eden, and the tree of life was guarded by cherubim and a flaming sword. Yet in the midst of judgment, God revealed the first promise of redemption. He prophesied that a descendant of Eve would crush the serpent's head, indicating the future victory of mankind over Satan. This prophecy pointed to Jesus Christ, who would conquer sin and death. Thus, even in the fall of man, hope was kindled. Join us in the next episode as we continue the journey through the pages of Genesis.